Alison Buchanan, and I'm with Paulin Calvet, who is owner of Château Picque Caillou, just in the south of Bordeaux. To give a little bit of background, about 100 years ago there were wonderful vineyards surrounding the city of Bordeaux, and with economic things the way they were, and with disease problems, basically no one was interested in vineyards, and many of them disappeared. But there's this jewel of a vineyard really within a very long stone's throw of the airport. It's the best airport cafe ever, and that's Château Picque Caillou. Paula, could you tell me a little bit about your family history in Bordeaux and how it came about that with Isabelle, your lovely wife, you set up Picque Caillou?
This vineyard, located, as you said, between the airport and Bordeaux city, is a family vineyard belonging to, before Isabelle and myself, belonging to the family Denis family. And this family bought this vineyard in 1947, and then Isabelle's father decided to retire, and Isabelle and myself took over the Bordeaux, the Picque Caillou production, and step by step we have decided to establish ourselves here with our children, and this is why today we are looking after Picque Caillou for the last 20 years. My family has been in the wine business for ages, Calvet wines for 5 generations. Then I worked for various négociants in Bordeaux, and then I'm here producing some Picque Caillou. Picque Caillou is located between Aubryon, Pape Clément, in this area called the outskirts of Bordeaux, between Mérignac and Pessac. This is where we are, in the city.
And how big is the property?
24 hectares, 2 hectares of white and 22 reds, mostly with Cabernet Sauvignon. This is true that the Cabernet Sauvignon is maturing very well on these kind of soils, such as made with sand and gravel. These kind of warm and well-drained soil are perfectly well adapted for the Cabernet Sauvignon. And we have roughly 30% of Merlot and a little bit of Petit Verdot.
We've been working obviously together for many years, and what we have noticed is the consistency and a sense of direction from you when you took over. What changes have you made?
It's not exactly major changes. I would like to say the right tuning, like in mechanics. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's an addition of small details, trying to do things properly at every step of the wine production, from the plants to the harvest, and then to the winemaking, to the wine aging in barrel, to the bottling. First of all, we decided also to be guided and helped by some very well-known enologists who have a good capacity to coach us, such as Denis Dubourdieu's team. But beside that, trying to do well everything at the right time. It's an amount of small details which makes the difference between a wine and another.
Does it make a big difference being so close to the warmth of the city?
Yes, I must say that, for example, for what happened in 2017 with the major frost which damaged Bordeaux on the 28th of April 17, it's true that, for example, Picque Caillou suffered less compared to many other people. We just lost 15% of the harvest. It's true that the fact that we are surrounded by the city, surrounded by roads, buildings, it's true that the climate the microclimate is still different from 20 or 30 kilometers south, close to the forests of Leland. Yeah, that's very true. We gain from that.
And in terms of aging the reds, how long would you age them for?
The Picque Caillou is not a very big wine. It's not a very masculine wine, but it's a wine which is a long runner. It's a wine which is able to age for 15, 20 years easily. Today we enjoy drinking 98, 2000, 2001, 2004, even 2006. But these are the kind of wine you can cellar for 10, 15 years without any problem. For the white, of course, it's different.
Yeah.
For the white, we need to drink them in the 4 or 5 years following the bottling.
And we've just been fortunate enough to have a vertical tasting, and in all of them you sense the tannic structure of the Cabernet Sauvignon, but it's so well balanced with the fruits and the acidity. All of them seemed to have another 10 years. Even though, but people here have been drinking 2012 already, as it happens. And going back to the 17, it was a difficult year with the frost and drought, the dry weather afterwards. Having just tasted the 17, I think the team all felt that it's a really lovely wine. It can't be called the greatest vintage, but it is a good wine.
We say that some producers, when we try to explain what happened to us in 17, we said that we didn't produce a great vintage, but we produced a very Bordelais vintage. In a word, that the vintage of 17 is very precise in terms of expression of the tannins, expression of the taste, expression of the fruit, and it's a very typical vintage from Bordeaux. It was not very warm. It was a little bit raining at the end of the process in the middle of September during the harvest. Things were not a perfect scenario for us, but at the end, the style of the wine makes a style which I think will please the typical Bordeaux, the Bordeaux lovers who like this kind of fresh, clean and precise style, and they are stylish wines. I like the class of 17. I think it will please many European amateurs of Bordeaux.
I think it's very much the British palate. That's the British style of
the freshness and the precision of the fruit. And I think that is something interesting for 17.
Other thing, we like our customers to know what people do. We don't always talk about wine. What do you like doing in your spare time? Which I know.
No, in fact, when you are in this business, specifically at the moment when the vine is growing, that means from early April up to the harvest, it's very difficult to go away from your vine because you are so not stressed but nearly stressed about what could happen above your head with what is happening in the sky. And it's true that the sky can be capricious in Bordeaux because we are so much under the influence of the Atlantic Ocean that it is true that from April to the harvest, it's difficult for us to travel. Hopefully, we are close to the ocean and sailing from time to time on Saturday and Sunday.
Arkansas's not that far.
With 35 to 40 minutes of driving, we can take some good time. That's for sure. That's for sure.
Enjoy yourself.
Voilà.
Thank you.
Merci. And thank you for your support.